Hi, this is Robert Gephardt again, and as some of you might know or might not know, in addition to being a translator, I hire translators. I'm also an agency. And so obviously we have a database with translators to use, but every now and then I'll need a translator not on our database, or I'll just want to look for a different one or a new one, etc., etc. For that, I usually go to prose.com, P-O-R-Z.com, which you probably know about, or if you don't, you should check it out. And I know I've mentioned it a number of times before. But I'll use that to look for translators. Now, when I do this, if you will, am not wearing my translator's hat, but I'm wearing my agency hat. So there are certain things that I'm looking for and certain things that pop up. But I realize that for a translator, this could be quite interesting to know what pops up, what doesn't, what makes you look this way and what doesn't. And I noticed this with prose.com, and so today I wanted to share this with you, and today I also tried some searches with Translators Cafe. So I can share that with you as well to give you an idea of what happens and how different people pop up, and maybe then how you can use that to help yourself. And so I will do a screen share for that because otherwise this won't work very well. So, okay, so here we are. So I'm wearing my agency hat, my vendor hat, my client hat, and I'm looking for a good translator. And I go to prose.com, and right away, I've said this before, I know, it's a pretty complicated website, so I'm like, so what do I do? What do I do? Chances are, if you have a specific job, you're going to post it under post a job. They'll find this sooner or later. But even if you do, after a while, you'll realize that anytime you post a job, you will get tons of requests by people who, even if they aren't qualified and of all walks and creeds, and so you get a lot of spam, let's say. And so you might want to be a bit more picky about who you choose and have a bit more say. So even if you do post a job, at some point you probably will go to, and in fact now I've skipped posting a job. I shouldn't say that, not always, but there have been several times that I just go straight to translators and interpreters and try to see what I can find. So let's do that. Let's go to translator directory, sorry. We have source language, let's put English. Target language, let's put Italian. And I'm using this just because I'm pretty sure I will get a decent number of people. Now, chances are they will pick translation because they know they don't need interpreting or voiceover or anything like that. They might or might not. Let's just pick it just in case. They probably will not pick this. And I don't pick it just because I know each individual freelance translator can only list a limited number of fields of expertise. And so they might be very knowledgeable about, say, management, but because they have manufacturing, marketing, and other things listed, they didn't have space for management. So I don't want to risk it. Honestly, I think most people also won't look through it because when you're looking for someone, you don't have time to look through all this, and you just want to see what pops up and figure you can do the whittling down later on. And so let's just click on search and see what happens. So we get a whole bunch of names. Here's the interesting thing, I think. Right off the bat, they are listed by Kudos Pro points and in ascending order, or descending order, I guess, actually. So you have the highest first, and which means that whoever has the most Kudos Pro points will be listed highest. Now, you can also choose to list them by experience, and this will be prose.com experience, not working experience, by the way, if you do click on that. But those are the only two things you could choose. So if you've been on prose.com for a long time, then you can hope they click on experience, but chances are they won't click on anything. I know I haven't. I'll see Kudos Pro points, I'll think, okay, that's good enough for me. This person obviously knows what they're doing since they've answered a lot of questions. So I'll pick the first couple people here and then contact them. That's what I do. And now, if you think, well, I don't have that many Kudos points, 10,000, there's no way I can reach it, it's not worth my effort, I would counter that, it can depend, because they might actually choose a field of expertise, and they might say, hey, I actually need someone only in economics, and so I only want to pick someone who has listed economics, And suddenly you see that the numbers are a lot more manageable here. And in fact, it's sorted by the number in the field. So even though this person has fewer points than this person in total, in the pair actually, in English to Italian, they have more in the field, which means they get listed first. Excellence in economics and finance. Looks great. So I'm definitely clicking on this person. Chances are I'll click on the first 5 or 10 or something like that anyway. So if you can show up at the top here, that's pretty much what you want. And which, by the way, in economics, English to Italian means 40 points. So if so it is worth investing in kudos points, basically. That's my recommendation here. And if you want to be found organically, obviously. So I just wanted to share that with you. Obviously, there are many other, people can search for you however they want. I really doubt they will, just because, I mean, I even haven't, and I use this website all the time, and I imagine other people, it's too much choice. They're not going to go through it all, and they're just going to assume that these people are, will do fine. And after you click on the person, by the way, then you can look at the willingness to work again and other points. See here, you see 10 positive entries, which isn't even all that many, but this person was at the top of the list, and so that's, so her name popped up right away. Anyway, I want to share that. I also wanted to share Translators Cafe, even though, and I misspell it right off the bat, because even though I haven't used it before to look for a job, it is quite well known. So I used it today, and I thought I should share what happens with you. Once again, we have a complicated website, and sooner or later they're going to find a translator here. So they'll click on Find a Translator, and let's do English to Italian once again. English, Italian, search. Once again, you can choose a bunch of other things if you want, but here it's even more choice, it seems like, and I really think they will get decision fatigue, and at a certain point they'll scroll down and see that all these names are already there. And so they'll think, okay, great, cool. Now, how are these names listed? Well, here you can see sort order by last name ascending. And there are many different choices, but let's take last name ascending for now. And and they might start clicking on these names and trying to figure out. However, if you pay attention to this, you'll see that last name ascending, here this name starts with an M, this last name starts with a B, this last name starts with an M, and only then later does it start to really get into alphabetical order, it looks like. But these top 3 ones are not. So why is this? Why are they popping up here? Well, the reason is, first of all, if this person's a TC moderator, okay, fine. So if you can swing that job, then you'll get to put at the top of the list, and so that's great. But honestly, I would almost prefer to be these people, because you show up in green, so you stand out more. And you'll think, okay, they're TC masters, that's why, but these people are TC masters too, so why do they pop up? Well, you can find out by clicking here. The reason is that they're online. If they were online for the last 15 minutes, there's high probability that they will answer your message immediately. And which makes sense, because if I'm looking for a translator, I don't know if Matilda here has even been online in the last week or will be online for another week in the future. But if this person's online right now, I might get a response right away. So I do like that. But how does this help you? How does this help you as a translator? Well, and in fact, I want to show you something else quickly. Because even if I search, say, by TCT terms points, because I decide that, oh, points is good because they've earned them, so I want to choose someone with the highest points, right away, TC moderator is still on top with 140 points, even though that's fewer than 2,000. And so you'll think, okay, 2,000 is great, but look here, there's 10,000 right here. So so the fact is, no matter how many points, no matter what your last name, first name, or any of these other criteria here, if you happen to be the TC moderator or you just happen to be online, you're going to show up at the top of the list here. So my recommendation to you would just be to be online. If you're working, just keep one web page open and stay online. As I said, I just found out about this today, so I don't know how they decide if you've been online. I assume you have to be on the website itself and not just logged in, but with the web browser closed. So I would just keep one page open, logged in to this website, to Translators Cafe, and then and you should pop up here in green. Now maybe you can't be online all the time because you have to do other things with your computer, you have to turn it off or something, chances are you have either a phone or an iPad or something else that has access to the internet. So frankly, I would just log on with that, keep that online, even if it's not in the same room or somewhere else, or wherever it is. Just keep it logged on at all times. And again, I'm not sure exactly how this works, but it seems to me that if you just keep it on and logged on and online all the time, that you'll pop up there and you'll always be at the top of the list. So if you want, try it out. I don't know. Let me know if it works or if it doesn't. But I thought that was an interesting tidbit here as well. So, and I thought both of those were useful. And so I do think you should keep these in mind. And any other website that you use or that you wish to be found on organically by other vendors or clients, you should probably do the same thing that I've just been doing. And access the website wearing the hat of the agency, of the client, searching for a translator. And just see what happens. And see how you can try to show up higher on that list and how it can be of benefit to you. So thanks again. And let me know if you disagree. If I said anything wrong, please feel free to let me know. Or if you know any other interesting tips or tricks that can help out with things like this. Because I think these are very useful for any other translator who wants to be found out there. So anyway, thanks again. Bye.